So I guess my first question is, at what point, if someone continues to say something over and over and over, at what point does it stop becoming a gaffe and it begins becoming who it is that they are? Question of the day. Let's look at what Mr. Joseph Biden had to say about some things.
The other portion is a lot of people don't know how to register. Not everybody in the community, in the Hispanic and the African American community, particularly in rural areas that are distant and/or inner city districts, know how to get online to determine how to get in line for that COVID vaccination at the Walgreens or at the particular.
So basically, what Joe Biden just sat up there and said, that you black and brown people, you don't know how to use the fucking internet, and it don't matter where you're at. Rural, he said, rural and urban, basically everybody, I guess. Rural and urban. This motherfucker just said that. Like, again, that was an unedited video. He said that. Y'all heard? Matter of fact, just so nobody says that I'm straw man. We'll listen one more time. Let's listen again.
The other portion is a lot of people don't know how to register. Not everybody in the community, in the Hispanic and the African American community, particularly in rural areas that are distant and/or inner city districts, know how to get online to determine how to get in line for that COVID vaccination at the Walgreens or at the particular.
Like again, he's repeating what he's saying the quiet parts out loud. A lot of white leftists believe this, and that there are you as a black person and Hispanic person, you don't, or black or brown person, like, they have to help you out, do basically virtually everything. There aren't things that you can come to terms with by yourself. This is right out of their playbook. This is why they're so active in claiming to want to help so many people, because they really think you're too stupid. Because if they weren't around to help you out, you'd be dead in the water, essentially, is what they're saying. Look, that's what the man said. It is literally racist, as in by literal textbook definition. And not just saying that it is. No, he applied a set of traits and attributes to someone based upon their race. Yeah, that's what happened. Okay, that's what he did, and he's implying he didn't know. He's not implying anything. He said it, that you didn't know how to do this. You can't get on the internet. You don't know how to figure this shit out. How to get in line at a damn Walgreens or something, CVS. You don't know how to do that. Particularly black and brown people everywhere, in the rural areas and in the urban areas. Quiet parts being said out loud. Nothing new here, but what you can learn from it is that this is who this man is. Okay, for those of you that have been so protective of him because you didn't like who the orange guy, you didn't like that guy because he tweeted a lot, and when he said things that you felt were racist, no matter if they were or not, you were told the NPCs. Well, you are an NPC, excuse me. So what they did was they rolled out the firmware update. That was the new topic of the conversation for the week or the month, and you kept hammering that home. And then what you did, because you were so scared of that man, you voted for this man who has said some jacked up stuff. I mean, this isn't the first time he said some jacked up stuff. I mean, even on the campaign trail, you talk about, you ain't both me, you ain't black, and all of these sort of stuff. The poor, the what he say, the poor people, something about the black people, basically conflated being black and brown to being poor. No, the poor kids got as much or just as smart as the white kids, or something like that, something of that nature. Look, the man clearly feels some kind of way in terms of your mental capacity when it comes to your race. Look, at this point, you can't say that it's a gaffe. This is what this man believes because he keeps saying it. Now, if you do go to this thread, you will see a bunch of people trying to excuse it. That's to be expected because they can't come to terms with the fact that, okay, maybe the guy that they supported was in that. Maybe it was a projection the whole time when they sat up here and claimed that the other guy, the orange guy, was the racist. Maybe he was the racist. I'm not here to tell you that. What or tell you, whether he was or whether he's not in terms of the previous president or now. I'm just showing you the receipts, which you have to say that he is, because that's what he is. See, this is the thing. Trump derangement syndrome is a real thing, and he controlled the conversation, and that's why they're still clinging on to him right now, right? Because what it is that was the boogeyman that they needed. So everything bad has to manifest itself in Donald Trump. You have to force it there, right? So it's like everything not that isn't tied to that, or they feel isn't tied to that, is good. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be true. It doesn't have to be factual. It doesn't have to be any of that. It just has to be. So they attempt, as I always say, to speak something that does not exist, that's not real, into existence. And that is that Joe Biden was some alternative to Trump, in which he wasn't racist, in which he wasn't bad from any of his policy standpoints or anything. He just simply was the alternative, and he was a better alternative than Trump. But that was just what you were simply told, right? That was it. Now, you didn't come to that. And if you came to that conclusion by yourself, okay, awesome. But most of y'all didn't do that shit. You didn't. You were told how to think, how to feel about a particular guy, and this is what you got. And some of y'all are having buyer's remorse. Some of you are just stupid, and they're going to excuse everything that this man does. And here we go, seat change, and now the sides change, where now a side that was demonizing the president is now being very protective of him, and vice versa. See? Of course, it's easy for me to sit here and say that they're all fucking a bunch of quacks. I've said this time and time again. I've said this numerous times that this is who these people are. Why you guys want them to rule over you so badly is a completely different conversation, I guess. No, it's not completely different. It's actually attached to this, and you guys love the nanny state and the daddy state, and you want these sort of regulatory bodies to be able to control your life, because God forbid you actually take responsibility for yourself in any sort of form or capacity. But what you have to understand is that a lot of it's making you guys delusional, to the point to where all a guy has to have a D next to his name or an R next to his name. And then you can speak sort of things into existence in terms of who it is that they are. Biden has said numerous things of this magnitude on this particular topic. So at some point you have to concede that this is who this man is. It's not a gaffe, bro. This is what he believes. And what he does believe, at least in some capacity, is that you as a black or brown person you don't possess a certain capacity that other non-black and brown people do, that allows them to get on the internet and figure out how to use it. Wow, that is really bad what he said.